بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد وإنه لحب الخير لشديد أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور وحصل ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's happening? The first order of business, put something in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear moi. All right. Let me know. Nikki Love, what's up, Nikki? 621. I know you coming up. It's 621. All right, what's up, everybody? What's up? Happy Friday, Juma Mubarak, Shalom, Shabbat, Hotep, peace and black power, all that good stuff. Happy Friday. All right, let's go get started. Dharma's Path, what's up? Let's get started. So I had to go 15 minutes earlier because I'm about to travel, start going to a new prayer service. So probably gonna come on around this time, 12:15. All right. Cool beans. That's what's up, Nikki. All right. So let's do this. Let's come here. Let me blow it up on my end. Right. All right. So I talked about this before, but I kind of want to reiterate and show you some intricate connections that I haven't shown before. Before I do that, let me say this, man. The Qur'an should be viewed as a numerically structured book, which I'm gonna show you. It says that in the Quran, and then you should start to really think about, well, wait a minute, is the Quran weaving a story through? One of my favorites is if we go to, what is that, chapter 86 verse 4, if we cross-reference that with, I believe, surah, what is it, if we go to the Qamar by night, and then if we go to the Night of Power, okay, which may be 97, maybe, all right, and we cross-reference verse 4 like I did before, then you will see that both verse 4 and both of those chapters are literally talking about the same thing. Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. All right, let me see. Yes, so that would be 97. All right, so 86 verse 4, 97 verse 4. Then we also showed a parallel in verse 70. I'm sorry, chapter 70 and whatnot, in verse 4 that dealt with the angels descending. So anyway, if there is a story being told verse to verse, meaning this verse over here in a whole nother chapter corresponds to this verse over here, and it's a whole nother story, right? Now I also want to add it up a bit where it's like, hold on, what if, which I'm gonna show you today, what if the story is being told to convey points based off of the numerical value of the word itself, right, in correlation to the amount of times a word is said in the Quran? And what if those two things right there are telling us a story? Oh, I'm going to show you today. All right. So this comes from the last booklet that I wrote. It's on the Patreon and whatnot. I think that for real, honestly, that if you grab these, especially the print version, if you print it, grab it, like if we start to dial back the history a little bit and we look and say, okay, well, if we go into any school of thought, you're looking at reference points of the past, right? Now, what I'm talking about in the Quran I think is uniquely different. You know what I mean? Salute, I forget who it was, but thank you for the blessed comment that you gave me on the last video, where, you know, they said something along the lines of, you know, this is the best Quranic breakdown they ever seen dealing with this particular book. I concur. Rightfully so, but alhamdulillah, right? I'm saying all that to say, y'all, seriously, when I get in that mode, it's something else that's flowing. We call it the spirit, right? It's flowing. Grab those, print those, put them in your library. So then when the future generations come up behind you and start to get on that inquisitive aspect of understanding spirituality, God, connection, and things of that nature, you know what I mean? There's something else that you have in the library that's there that's unique. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get this party started. All right. Let me blow it up on my side. Bam. All right. So the believer is the first state, which is mu'min, right? And it's an absolute necessity, as it all starts with belief. Belief in of itself is very powerful and serves as the foundational thought that precedes all actions. The power of belief has been proven to cure a person of their illness. In the countless studies of placebos where a person believes the medicine to be a cure for their illness, this belief actually cures the person. After the illness has been cured, the person is then told the medicine was just sugar water. The same has been true in the reverse order. Pay attention. A nocebo, negative thoughts about the treatment, has proven to bring about adverse effects, even if the medicine has been proven to work. A study I read years ago mentioned a person who was actually healed from a new drug, but the news mentioned something about the inefficiency of the drug, and the person's disease came back. He was given an improved version and was cured. The news then reported the drug was a placebo and the person died. So belief is very powerful and has an effect on our organs and our DNA. So be very mindful of the things that you believe. Now, at the very top, coming out of the Corpus Quran Dictionary, lexicon, it's like, ho. Believe represents, do you feel secure? You see it, okay? The root word. So definitions are safety, security, protection. So on an inherent level, we believe simply because our parents and society tell us to believe. Because to not believe in God is certainly not a cool thing to proclaim. This level of belief comes with no logical proof and experiences to validate our belief, sort of like blind faith, right? So as I often share my experience with my mother calling me in tears about my second son dying, in the very moment I asked her, Mom, do you believe in God? In her sobbing voice, her exact words were, I don't know. So on a regular day, do you think I will receive that same answer? The very first state of belief is that of feeling the need to be safe. Now, of course, there is a belief that stems from hearing and seeing the logic within something, and that then prompts us to action. But this is more of a conscious belief. For the sake of conversation, we are addressing the unconscious, simply meaning unaware, beliefs that we claim to be aware of. Okay? Now, move to the second state, īmān, which we think will be the third state next to the prophet. īmān is defined as leader and is the one that actually leads the Muslims in prayer. I'm going to skip some. So the qualifications for Muslim, or īmān rather, is in chapter 32, verse 24. And I can't stress this enough. You cannot be selected an īmān just because you know the Quran and just because the congregation says we voted you īmān. This is not how that works. You can't, because it's clear from 32:24 in the Quran what the qualifications of īmān is and how it's the only way you can become one. It's the only way you can become īmān. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I know I ain't lying because I've been on this and I've been told y'all this. Some of y'all seen this presentation before, right? Some of it, right? Yesterday, as I'm driving and I got the receipts, right? You can timestamp me. It was yesterday, the 12th, okay? The 12th, right? I'm going to show you what was in front of me. Blow that up. In my, which ain't, it's just a play on it, right? 12. In my reality, that pops up. And I'm like, who I shoot that to? Brother Yusuf. Like, look, bro, you know, they trying to come through. And he was like, he was the one that told me, he said, bro, and today is the 12th. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't even put that together. Today is the 12th, right? Anyway. All right. So let's move to this. And we made from among the leaders, imams, guiding by our command when they were patient and they were certain of our signs. We made, God makes you imam. The community can't make you imam. God makes you imam. And made it clear on how you will become that. Be guided by Allah's commands, patience, and must be certain of God's signs. So what's the first qualification? Got to be guided by Allah's command. So then what is God's command? Let's move to 65 verse 12. I'm not coming off the gas with this because I'm going to burn this in your psyche to eternity. It is Allah who created the 7 heavens and a similar number of earths, just the planets. His command descends between them so you may know that Allah is on all things powerful and that Allah surrounds all things in knowledge. Don't breeze over that. This is telling you that Allah is consciousness. What do you mean is on all things powerful? Some translation says in all things powerful. When it says encompass, in all things powerful, and that Allah surrounds all things in knowledge. Where there's electrons going around a nucleus. That's Allah surrounding all things in knowledge. Allah is supreme knowledge. Salute to the gods and earths, as we would call it, because they was getting away from an orthodox standpoint of Islam and getting you to understand consciousness, but although they got stuck somewhere along the line, as most of us do. Okay? Now, this to me, one of the most profound verses in the Quran, as it should be, an impossibility to not see how we must understand God's command through the planetary bodies. What else could you possibly deduce from this verse? Why would Allah not only tell us this in such a critical moment of divorce, but why conclude the subject matter? Because remember, chapter 65 is divorce. Last verse is verse 12. Are you with me? So I'm saying when Muslim couples go through a rough patch, do you think the Imām is coming in there and say, hey, let me pull up your birth chart. Let me look at the planets and see what's going on? Absolutely not, because they say astrology is shirk. But in this chapter, divorce, it tells you Allah's commands, yes, descends between them, meaning the 7 heavens and the 7 planets. What are you talking about? Okay. So you must be guided by that. Do y'all see that? The Quran says you are guided by the commands, not that you learn and go teach the commands. You have to be guided by those commands. So to be imān, you have to be like, oh, hold on, I'm guided by the commands that flow from the 7 planets. Well, if there's 7 heavens and 7 planets, okay, then start to give me what do planet 1 do that planet 3 don't do? Let's take it there. Because they must do something else because they're different planets, different heavens. What do they do different? What differentiates them? And tell me the one that deals with divorce, since it's revealed in divorce. Imān, tell me. They can't. You know why? Because that's not a true imān. They're not guided by it. Stuff a lot that. All right. All right. So let me blow that up. So as you will see below, matters, command means matters to be determined. I showed this before. Yes? Okay. And I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom. 12 times you see the noun what? Imān mentioned. Yes? Again, that's why that popped up in front of me yesterday as I was driving. See, man, hear me closely, man. Hear me closely. It's a busy week for me. I didn't have time to even prepare. I didn't even prepare anything, right? But I said, oh, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and share my favorite writing to date, you know, in this bag, which would be this one right here that I'm sharing. So as I'm driving down the highway, and you know my thing with this, I'm absolutely picking on the E-man, yeah, because you want to call what I do shirk. So now I'm being petty, right? Absolutely. So as I'm driving down the highway, this car gets in front of me and it's basically saying, "Come on, man, in my 12. Come on, man, what are you saying? E-man 12. That's what you're saying, right? Yes. And then you just see, oh, okay, well, E-man is mentioned 12 times. I been did this. This is what I'm telling you about the difference of being guided. This ain't about knowing for certain yet. This is showing you signs. It would say the last requirement for E-man was what? And to be certain of our signs. That's what it said. Be guided by our commands, patience, and be certain of our signs. This is how it works in real-time 3D. Okay? All right. Got to say that. It's just real life in my world. All right? So now, patience. Patience, right? Patience in the Quran speaks about for the E-man is not solely the traditional definition of being able to accept or tolerate delays, suffering, trouble without becoming upset. Patience is rooted in the concept of time. Most importantly, not being lost in time. No, pay attention, man. Pay attention. I would like to turn your attention to chapter 103 entitled Asr, which means time, where it reads, "By time, surely mankind is in loss, except those that believe and do righteous deeds and counsels one another to truth and counsels one another to patience." The Quran is clear that somehow mankind is lost by time, and time is calculated as follows. A day is measured by the Earth's complete circle, 360 degrees in respect to the sun. Sun up, sun down, sun up, sun down. Okay? Or sun up to sun up. A month could be measured as the same moon phase circling around the Earth, which is 360 degrees, which takes 29 days, 12 hours, and 44 minutes, and 2.8 seconds. Full moon to full moon phase, that's how long it takes. A year can be measured as the Earth making one complete circle, 360 degrees, around the sun, which takes 365.24 days. So timekeeping for us is circles upon circles. Now, did we mention our entire solar system is moving in a circle around the Milky Way galaxy, which takes 250 million years at a fourth circle? So in Arabic letter numerology, known as the abjad, where each letter has a numerical value, the word asr, time, okay, is composed of three letters. Ain, Sad, Ra equals 360. Okay? Now, when we go back to the above verse and it reads, "And do righteous deeds, and do," that's what I want to point out. The word for "and do" appears what? You see the arrow pointing to it? 360 times. Okay? Now, the verse ends with "counsel each other to patience." Patience appears what? Exactly 103 times in the Quran, concluding, meaning this is the last time you're going to see this word, in chapter 103. Do you see this? Do you see this beauty? Man, alhamdulillah, you see this beauty. This is why they're telling you a man couldn't run. Man, for what I saw, the Quran was uploaded in Chat GPT. They asked questions on certain things about, you know, all the nuances in the Quran and whatnot, all these, you know, striking, beautiful things in a sense. And Chat GPT said 99.99999% chance a human being did not compose the Quran. All right. Anyway. So this is mathematical precision on purpose with a purpose. But really think about, why would God put patience in the last chapter entitled time, and then the word time, which was asr, literally equals our rotation, which is 360 degrees of time itself. Now, let's move to truth. Truth is defined in Arabic as to confirm or to investigate. So the Imām is to investigate and confirm the law of time, because remember, if we come here, we have to understand that counsel each other to truth, right? Okay. So truth, which is ḥaqq, its last entry in the Quran, is also right here in Asr that deals with time. Okay. All right. That's important to understand. Now, let's move to number 3. Must be certain of God's signs. And I start in the middle. And thus we did show Abraham the realm of the heavens and the earth, that he would be among the ones who are certain. Now, to be īmān, he must be certain of God's signs. We've seen that. This is what God said in 32:24. The very same word for certain appears in the 2 verses above in reference to being certain of the heavenly laws. To add a little spice to the dish, when this very word is used as a form for verb, Yuqīna or Yuqīnuna, right? It appears precisely 12 times to match the number of times the word īmān was mentioned. Please note, it was precisely this usage, a Yuqīnun, right, or Yuqīnuna, in chapter 32:24 that laid the qualifications for īmān. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? Because when we go back to chapter 32:24, the qualifications for īmān, it said he has to be certain of God's signs. Well, that word certain, as you look at the very bottom of this screen, what do it say in parentheses? 32:24, word 10. Chapter 32, verse 24, the 10th word is what? Yuqīnuna means certain. You understand that? But even to be certain, guess what? You have to know the 12 signs. That's why īmān is mentioned 12 times. Man, stop playing with the Quran. Stop playing. So let's move on. It should be obvious as to why the Muqinina is higher than the īmān, and more correctly put, the īmān must be Muqinina before he can be titled īmān, in which the īmān would and should be the 3rd state next to the prophet. All right. Now, the verse about Abraham said this, and thus we did show Abraham the realm of the heavens and the earth, that he would be among the ones who are certain. Now, Abraham is considered the OG, the patriarch of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, but yet Abraham had to be shown the realms of the heaven before he could be among the Muqinas. This is a profound understanding, y'all. It really is. So the Muqina state, as we will see above, is what makes a prophet, and I'm about to prove it. Muqina comes from the Arabic word ya, kaf, noon. So it's like YQN, which equals 160. The root word for prophet, which is Nabī, appears exactly 160 times in the Quran. You see this? Whoa. Now listen. Listen. The way it unfolds for me is it comes here, right? I always say here, when you say my right temporal lobe is probably enlarged because I hear God here on the right side. Be on the right side of thy father. It's talking about the aspect of your brain, right? So I don't know nothing about the word Muqina. I'm a baby in this. I'm forever be a baby in this, right? I'm a baby in this, Muqina. Okay, go look up Muqina. All right, break it down, what it means. Also do the numerical value. Okay, but you want to talk about these different states of being. So now let's talk about the prophet. So now you got to break down Nabī, right? Wait a minute, hold on. The word prophet actually appears 160 times. Wait a minute. Muqina, to know for certain, has a numerical value of 160. Is that man? Come on, man. Come on. You got to be certain of God's signs in the revelation. If it's mathematics, then it is. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Either it fit or it don't. And this is mathematics, right? Hence the saying in the black culture, in North America, Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. And it can be proven at no limit of time. At no limit of time, it can be proven. Ooh, I ain't ready for them kind of Islamic teachers. That's some old school Islamic teachings. All right, let me blow that up. All right. But it gets better. It gets better. So the prophet, from the previous page, you can see the definition for prophet means inform you. So prophet, when we go back, where is it at here? At the very bottom. All right. At the very bottom, I gotta stop moving this screen thing. I will inform you, will inform you. Okay. At the very bottom, they're telling you a prophet basically is a news bearer. I will inform you. Okay. So, how can one inform another if they don't know? Right? It also means to be evidence, to show the news. The news act like prophets, as far as definition goes. So, in our previous works titled The Heavenly Shahada, we mentioned how one must come into. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I'm good. Yo, what up, bro? Yo.
Yo, my fault, bro. My fault.
No. Oh, okay. I thought you was about to tell me you couldn't hear me on the live. All right. All right, that's cool. All right, y'all. Sorry about that, because he had called me and let me know if I had a disconnection or something. All right, so let me blow that back up. All right. So in our previous works, the Heavenly Shahada, we mentioned how one must come into the realization of the heavenly body on the horizon, and how that corresponds with the internal mental and or physiological process. Now, this is one of my favorite and most important verses, which is Fusilat chapter 41, verse 53. We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that this is the truth. Man, I got to read that again. We will show them our signs in the horizon and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that this is the truth. If the īmān can't show you a sign on the heaven horizon and in yourself and how those two things are the same thing, I'm telling you, that's not īmān. But is it not sufficient concerning your Lord that he is over all things a witness? Now, in order for a person to become a Muslim, the very first thing they must do is recite the Shahada, right? I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is God's messenger. Right? That's what they say. But I said the heavenly Shahada, God is like waiting for you. He's witnessing you to come into a point of realization that, hey, there's something on the horizon and something to do with my biology and or my psychology, my physiology, that I need to be paying attention to, so I may know that this is the truth. That's the heavenly Shahada. Now, witness appears exactly what? 160 times in the Quran. The trilateral root, shin, hal, dal, shahad. That's why the name shahad or shahad, you may say, right? Patience. It occurs 160 times in the Quran, right? But didn't we just see 160? Now, the true witness is the spirit of Allah within man and woman that must come to investigate an arrival of knowing a celestial sign on the horizon has a direct correspondence within ourselves. Now, watch this. Please note that the word witness was used twice in chapter 65, which is divorce, that clearly outlines Allah's command flows between the seven heavens and planets. Now, the root word for prophet is Nabī. Nun ba Hamza equals 53. Surah, which is chapter 53 in the Quran, is called the star. It is in verse 49 where it says Allah is the Lord of Sirius. So we showed how Sirius is the throne, known as the Arsh, as they have the same three letters in their root word. And this is precisely why the Quran reads, Allah created the heavens and earth and established himself over the throne. But understanding the previous verse about Abraham and taking into account that chapter 65, divorce, was talking to Prophet Muhammad, one can only conclude that the news informer, because a prophet is the one who informs you of the news, has to know Allah's commands that flow between the planets. So don't ever forget that commands mean matter to be determined. Okay? Now, the traditional definition of prophet is one who can forecast news. So for someone to forecast a star chart is not sin. And it's beyond clear that an īmān cannot be īmān without knowing and being guided by the heavenly matters to be determined. Now, this the greatest shirk in the orthodox is the orthodox ignorance and blatant defiance to the Holy Quran. Okay? Now, it was in Surah 53, the star Sirius, Okay, that's what Surah 53 is. Go check it out. 53 verse 49. Allah is the Lord of Sirius. The whole chapter 53, Al-Nam, just is called the star. So now we clear on what star. Okay, in which the people had to be told the prophet was not in error, nor did he make up what he saw as it pertained to the star's position on the horizon. It is not a mere coincidence that the word prophet equals 53, and chapter 53 is the star. Are y'all following me? Are you with me? Let me back it up. I said that īmān is mentioned 12 times. That corresponds to the 12 zodiac signs. I said a Muqinina is one who knows for certain, and his numerical value actually mirrors the amount of times the word prophet is used. But when we look at the numerical value for the word prophet itself, 53, and we go to chapter 53 in the Quran, that deals with the star Sirius. In chapter 53 in the Quran, along with chapter 81 in the Quran, starting at verse 15 and 81, there's a parallel telling you that the prophet isn't crazy about this star that he's seen on the horizon. He's not speaking of the devil. He's not gone mad. He's perfectly sane. Someone of the Most High came and taught him this information. Go read it for yourself. So now, is it really a coincidence that the word prophet equals the chapter that talks about the star Sirius, in which Allah said he is the Lord of? Come on, man. You can't touch me. Can't touch me with this Quran. Come on, man. That's shirk, man. Oh, what my man Juice say? Big shirk. I'm gonna get a t-shirt. The īmān is Big Shirk. That's the īmān rap name is Big Shirk. All right. You got Lil Durk, you Big Shirk. All right. Because you are just hell-bent on not connecting the universal laws of Allah's command that totally goes against the Quran. All right. Don't worry. I'm about to mop y'all up in about these over these next 2 weeks. Real nice. I'm gonna get into some history. All right. So let's look at a quick little summary. Mu'min is a believer, and it means someone who feels the need to be safe. Remember that. Believer is just the first level. īmān is a leader that's supposed to be guided by the 7 planetary laws or matters to be determined, who knows patience is rooted in the knowledge of time and knows God's signs for certain. Muqinina is certain of God's signs. The prophet, someone who informed people on matters to be determined. ḥaqq means the truth, means to investigate and confirm. I think we need to understand that. The truth just ain't, oh, tell the truth, or the truth ain't, yeah, my plants are green. That's just not the truth. Truth means you are to investigate and confirm. So if you ain't never investigated planetary cycles, then you can't even confirm if it's a possibility of it being real, because you never investigated it. Al-Haqq means to investigate and confirm. Okay? All right. Blow this back up. 7 planets we know are assigned to the encompassing day of the weeks, right? They encompass the week. Saturday, the day of Saturn, Sunday, the day of the sun, etc. 12, the zodiac signs. What a coincidence, the 7 planets rule one planet rules a sign. All right. The 12 times īmān was mentioned along with verse 12 of chapter 65, where the commands flow between the 7 planets. 12 times Yuqīna, which means certain, was used to mirror the īmān. 160 times prophet and witness is used in the Quran, matching numerical value of Muqinina. 53, the chapter called Star, in which Allah declares he is the Lord of Sirius, in which, by the way, the ancient Egyptians and Dogon, which is older than Islam, of West Africa, have an extensive knowledge proclaiming a higher intelligence came from that star system to actually aid humanity. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's Big Shirt. You definitely don't want to open that door. 53, also happens to be the verse in chapter 41. Remember Fusilat 41:53? The signs are on the horizon and within themselves until it becomes clear that this is the truth. Remember that? 53. Wait a minute. Star on the horizon. 53. Prophet, numerical value. 53. Oh, the chapter that deals with Sirius, Allah's the Lord. Y'all see the connection here? You see how they talking through us through 53? That's channel 53. Channel 160. These are channels. These are frequencies in which the Quran is speaking of, for us to be able to tie together the commonality of the things associated with this number to know what to do. Okay? Little bonus, Arsh, the throne, which is Sirius, Shar, Sirius, same letters, equal 570, which is the year the prophet, peace be upon him, was born. See. I got proof, man. I got proof. Do I not have proof? Do I not say, hey, on February the 16th, wee hours of the morning, it was revealed to me what the throne was, and it was Sirius. And then when I proved Sirius and the throne are the same 3 root letters and the equal 570, I was told to go play the number 570 so you may know that this is the truth. I know this is the truth. I don't dispute this. This is what I do. I know this is the truth. So you may know that this is the truth. And did not the number come out that same morning? I'm timestamped. I'm led by this. I'm guided by this. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about this. I'm timestamped on this. And I'm not saying this to be egotistical. I am a slave to the Most High. Humbly, proud to be. Wouldn't want to be a slave to nothing else. All right? So this is what it looks like. Okay? All right? So ain't no coincidences like this. All right? And hence, woo, one of my favorites. Ooh, swearing by the star. And this is in the Quran. But nay, I swear by the setting of the stars. What? God, why are you swearing by the stars? What is wrong with you? That shirt, you swearing by the stars? And indeed is surely an oath. If only you knew how great. Whoa. Indeed, it is surely a Quran, noble, in a book well guarded. You can say it's surely a noble Quran. The word noble is Kareem that's used. Okay? None grasp it but the purified. A revelation from the Lord of the universe. Woohoo! 1, why would God swear by the setting of stars? Think about it. Why would the setting stars be an oath? What do you mean? Think about that. How can it be an oath? Why stress if only we knew how great this oath is? What's up? Why is the Quran guarded? Well, in real life, anyone can buy one. Well, so what are you talking about? So you know it ain't talking about it's physically guarded. It's clear that this is not physically guarded, as the next verse says, none can touch it, meaning grasp, none can grasp it but the purified. This implies any and everyone can get the book, but only a purified person will be able to grasp it and understand how an oath can be connected to the setting of the stars. This ain't got nothing to do with you going to make wudu and going to wash your hands, your face, your mouth, your ears, your ankles. Ain't got nothing to do with that, because anybody can go buy a Quran. Anybody can go do that. But it's a special way. It's something that takes place that they're calling it purified to be able to grasp what it means. Yes? Okay. So now let's see. Let's see. The word for setting appears 24 times in the Quran. You see the arrow pointing to it. And 12 times as the verb waka. Yes, waka flock of flame. Okay. Are there not 24 hours in a day and 12 signs of the zodiac sign that the Imām must be guided by? Huh? Didn't they say the Imām has to be guided by the signs? It said that. 34 verse 12. I'm sorry, 34, 20, 30, what is it? 34, what is it? 34, 32, 24. That's what it is. That's what it said. So this word literally for setting, since you swearing by the setting of the stars, appears 24 times and 12 times as a certain verb. Stop playing. And you know it's 24 hours in a day. Come on, man. This is how precise this book is on astronomy. The Quran is an astronomical book. How can it not be? Sun, star, moon, Like those are chapters. The zodiac belt, that's a chapter. Okay. Now watch this. This is how you know I ain't lying. Swearing by the retreating planets and planet Khalifa. Like we got Wiz Khalifa. We're gonna call this dude Planet Khalifa. Okay. But nay, I swear by the retreating planets, those that run and disappear. I promise you, this is in chapter 81, verses 15 through 16. It says, I swear by the retreating planets. What is the Imām doing? Like, what is he not telling y'all this? I don't get it. Like, to me, it has to be humorous at this point. Okay. Now, another figure in Islam is the Khalifa, which means leader, successor, and ruler. The Arabic root is ka lam fa. Okay. Ka lam fa literally equals 710. Now, the word for retreating planets is kanas, which is ka nun sin. That equals 710. So we have it again where a leader is directly mirroring the knowledge of the planets. Yes? So this is where it said in the Quran 2:30, and when your Lord said to the angels, indeed, I am going to place in the earth a Khalifa. So by pure logic, man is Khalifa, and Khalifa must know about the retreating planets. This is not metaphysical hyperbole, y'all. Seriously. The word for retreating planets, kanas, is only used one other time. And ladies and gentlemen, it is beyond important we understand this revelation, because I'm going to take you to the very last surah of the Quran, how it closes. It says, from the evil of the whisperer of the one who withdraws. That when that word kanas pops up, it said the one who withdraws. The other time is used as retreating planets. So now in the very last chapter of the Quran entitled Mankind, we are to seek refuge in Allah from the evil whisperer of the retreating planet. Okay? Okay, hold on. Let me back up. I didn't show y'all kanas, but trust me, it's there. I should have put that there. The word kanas means, again, retreating planet, and it's used one other time as the one who withdraws. Okay? So even the Khalifa's numerical value, a leader, a caliph, a leader, like a caliph. Oh man, he's the one that's calling the shots for the Islamic government. A caliph, this ain't no imam. An imam is just the local guy for prayer and leading the masjid. But a khalifa, oh no, I run the whole government, right? Okay, his numerical value deals with the retreating planets. Interesting. Very interesting. The prophet deals with Sirius. Yes? The Imām deals with the 12 zodiac signs. Come on, man. All of this just happened to be that, right? Stop it, man. Stop it. I told them years ago, don't mess with the cosmic Quran. This thing gets heavy. All right. So this is what that prayer would be. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the God of mankind, from the evil whisperer of the retreating planet. Same word, the one who retreats. I know that word literally was used as retreating planets, and I know exactly which planets they talking about. The one who whispers in the breast of mankind from the jinn and men. Okay. Now, we went on the record and told you the Quran is a numerically coded book. And the following is why we have to learn how to either decipher the language or find the noble messengers who know these truths. What can make you know what the Most High is? A book written. That's what they say. That's what they said. A book written. This is in chapter 83, verses 19 and 20. A book written. But the translation should be, what can make you know what the Most High is? A numbered book. Look at the word written. You see it says written. But the arrow, the base of the arrow says, that word that you can see, rakam or R-A-Q-M, means numeral, number. Yes, Yes, it means number. It don't mean written. It means numerically written, numerically structured. So this implies what? We have to know how the letters, think about this. If the book is telling you that it is a numerically structured book, that's what I'm saying. They be messing it up in translation, talking about written. Written and numerically structured, two totally different things. At least say written in numbers. Like you got to put numbers in there. You just can't leave that out. This implies we have to know how letters, words, because words are made of letters. So individual letters, collective letters known as words, chapters and verses, because chapters and verses are words and they have letters, numbers associated with them, right? Weave a story based on numbers. So the Quran is a coded instruction from the Most High that only those whom Allah chooses can understand it. The Quran makes it clear. We raise in whom degrees who we will. We put blinders on your eyes. We want to. That's what it say. We ain't gonna never be able to open your eyes. Some of you, we just gonna literally, we're gonna make you blind. The earth is imprisoned with a certain consciousness in which the Quran shows us how to break it. So inshallah, may you and I be guided to know for certain. That's how this ends. Okay. So yeah, that's it. All right. Just wanted to show y'all that. All right. And so a fact is, well, I'm at on time. We're making good time. The fact is, and I don't agree with his translations all the time, but he points out some stuff. Rashid Khalifa, the founder of the numerical 19 code in the Quran, because the Quran will tell you over it is 19. Listen, you know what they're talking about? It's 19 angels over the hellfire. Okay, that's one understanding. That's a baby understanding. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. It's called a Metonic cycle. Look it up. Metonic cycle. We can look it up together. It's called a Metonic cycle. Yes. Let me share a tab. Ain't gonna say I'm lying. No, we ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it. Let me share this tab real quick. How long is a Metonic cycle? 19 years. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Huh? A Metonic cycle is 19 years. What are you talking about? So at best, the concept of these angels over hell in 19 years is absolutely rooted in a lunar cycle. What is a Metonic cycle? If today is June 13th and it's a full moon, in 19 years, it'd be June 13th and the full moon. So when the moon phase matches the Gregorian solar calendar date, it takes 19 years for that to happen. 18.6, round up 19 years. But this ain't farce. If you want to say that over it is 19 and it is talking about hell, and I just showed you that moon is a lunar cycle. What a coincidence when we go to Surah 75, which represents the resurrection, is talking about an eclipse. When the moon and sun and the moon is darkened, that's an eclipse. What an eclipse got to do with the resurrection of your soul? So now we tie right back into the very emblem that Islam used in the first place is the freaking moon. What you talking about? But you have no idea how that corresponds to things. None. Inshallah, you subscribe to the channel. You share this real Islam. And listen, this is golden age Islam. This ain't that watered down telling me about the dunya, the hellfire in the world all day to scare me into giving charity. That's beautiful. But come on, man, elevate me. Elevate the people. Right? So anyway, share, subscribe, you know what I mean? Click that notification button, all that good stuff. You can get with me right here on the Patreon. Various things, man. You go to Patreon, you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Homie do real estate. I just share and give back. Whatever I'm doing, I think it can help somebody. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean, market anything and get rich off of it or nothing like that. I just, hey, I'll share it with you. That's what you want now. That's what I do in my spare time. I do real estate. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay all them thousands of dollars. I'll help you out and show you how I did it from the muscle and built 7-figure portfolio. It's no problem. I'll show you how to do it. The Noble Eightfold Path of Real Estate. Just like in Buddhism, they got the Eightfold Path. There you go, the Noble Eightfold Path of Real Estate, because I identified it's only 8 steps that you can do. And I'm talking about if you only got $100 to your name, do these 8 steps and just be secure. Just be showing up to do these 8 particular things, and you're going to get a deal. And some of it don't even really got nothing to do with the deal, like a LLC structure. You know what I'm saying? Like finding a title company to close. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's instrumental, but they ain't like hard work to do. You know what I'm saying? So some of that stuff ain't even that strenuous. You know what I mean? But anyway, I don't want you to be confused, man, because I guess I'm a man of I'm a polymath. I guess that's what they call it in the old school. Like Benjamin Franklin, dude was like he was a firefighter. He had a newspaper. You know what I'm saying? He founded or was president of an abolitionist society to free slaves. Then he's a diplomat. Then at the same time he a Freemason. And at the same time he a scientist dealing with electricity. Like, dude, you was on it. I'm just, I'm into certain things, man. And it's just more or less real estate and spiritual topics. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. All right. All right, man. But anyway, he was murdered. Well, when he came with this, talking this, he was murdered. And I don't agree with majority of his translations. But I tell you what, man, Allah is so light years ahead of me, as it should be. This was given to me back in, my youngest son is born in 2000. So this is like 90. No, my youngest son wasn't born in 2000. My youngest son is born in 2006. So this was given to me in about 03, 04 era. Yep, 03, 04. And I'm just now coming into it, really. But the things that I would highlight and then go look up that I would be in disagreement with, it's perfect, because there's certain things that I'm like, no, it ain't no way it said this. He didn't want to put me on that the Quran is a numerically structured book. I said, ain't no way it say that. When I go look it up, it actually do mean that. But even the things that I disagree with, it stands out so boldly that now I know how to go look up Arabic root words. Right. So now I go type in the root word of what that word mean, and I get to see the definition. So it's a perfect thing to perfect companion to make you like, oh, hold on, let me go see if it say that. Like, oh yeah, it say that, or it say something similar to that. You see what I'm saying? But this is a great piece, the Rashad Khalifa Quran. And his appendix is crazy on how the number 19 appears in the Quran. How this verse right here got exactly 19. Like, it's crazy. But they killed homeboy. Yeah, they killed him. But that's all right. It's all right. You can never kill the spirit of Allah. It can't happen. It's all right. It's all right. Because I got, these next couple weeks, I'm going to be on some heads, because I don't appreciate it. We know I don't appreciate when one school of thought feel like they are the dominant authentic school and don't have no respect for anybody else and got the audacity to call somebody shirk. That burns me up. I ain't gonna lie about it. Because you can't even touch the Catholics when it comes to miracles. I guarantee you can't touch them. I don't know of one Islamic masjid you can go to in the world that has a medical history of showing when people come to this place, their disease has gone away. And it's known for that. It's known for that. The Catholics got so many people in their ranks. And that's why the Quran says, we made you different nations so that and gave you different laws and different rights so that you may compete in the righteousness of Allah. And that which you differ on, I will inform you on that when your black behind die and come back over here on this side. I'm going to let you know what's up. So you ain't supposed to be this Catholic church over here. I ain't supposed. That's shirk. They ain't stupid. I ain't supposed to be on that. They servicing God the way they service God, and got proof that the way that they service them when they really go heavy really can't be touched on certain levels. They got people who died and their body is still secreting oil. People whose heart still got blood in it hundreds and hundreds of years later. Can't leave them people alone. Shall we go to Buddhism? When their body turns into light and a rainbow appears and they tell you don't touch my body when I die, and the body starts to shrink and sometimes nothing is left but hair and teeth and the bones are completely gone, totally disappear, and a freaking rainbow comes over the sky or in the room, known as the Tibetan rainbow light body. What you talking about? The Quran got a surah 24 called Nur, which is the light. What you talking about? That shirk. How? In your body turning the light. But as soon as you die, we gonna put your little funky butt in the ground. You ain't turning to light. Why ain't you disappear? Since Allah is a light. Come on, let's talk about it. Nah, the Quran says Allah has, listen, we say that Allah has 99 names, and one of the attributes is light, al-Nur. Okay, the Tibetan rainbow people in Tibet, the Buddhists, is like, yeah, we know that, because the spirit that's in us, it's kind of like the heartbeat that makes us alive. At the core, we're light. Rub your feet on carpet, touch metal, ping, you have a shock, you're light. Okay, now you have to master this light, and you can leave your body, and then your whole body will be energized, and it will basically disintegrate into light when you die. And then the rainbow appear to show you a great, magnificent sign, in which, by the way, the Bible said is a sign of the covenant, right? Oh, okay, but that's shirk. But you can't do that. You going into the earth with worms, and they turn it into light. What you talking about? Come on, man. If we're going to play, let's play. Right? All right. So then, hold on. So you can't touch some of these schools. And each school got a specific, just like the Quran said, this is how I know you don't be true to the Quran, man. Don't be true to the Quran. But I promise you, this message that I give you is absolutely the most universal message. But it's right there. You ain't supposed to be beefing with nobody over how they getting it. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I got a problem within Islam is, hold on, homie. Hold on. How y'all authentic? How you authentic when a hadith itself was composed 200 years later after the prophet? Man, that's the equivalent of me trying to right now today go find firsthand writings of people who lived in the time of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, who got firsthand accounts that I can say that this is what this person said that Abraham Lincoln said, who was actually there. Like real life accounts, not no book on Amazon where somebody said they found it from doing research. No, you're going out and trying to find it right now. Firsthand research. Imagine doing that. What? How many years now? A lot of years later. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Stop it. 1400 years now, almost. Like, stop it. Come on, man. It don't make sense. It's ridiculous. Right? And then in Sunni Islam, they break themselves under 4 main legal, jurisdictions in a sense, right? Laws of jurisprudence, right? You'll have this school, the Maliki school, and this school, the Hanafi school over here. That's not in the Quran, sir. Again, that's 100 plus to 200 years after the prophet, sir. You got some people, when you make salat, they hold their hands right here, and some put their hands straight down. Oh, okay, but we both Sunni though, right? What's up with that? Huh? What's up with that? So you pray differently because you got these 4 different schools of thought within it. That's called innovation. But then when somebody else come and say, "Oh," you kill them. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop this foolishness, man. So sorry that I'm on my high. I feel that way today. It's just the truth. Because now you gotta shake that demon up out of you, man. You be thinking people we would. It's easy for us to think, man, that we righteous and we got it. You know what I mean? And we really be slipping, and we really not. You know what I'm saying? That's a slippery slope, one that I know I have to guard myself on, and everybody should guard themselves on. You know what I'm saying? This thing is vicious. I showed y'all last week how Umar was vicious, man. He was vicious. Just call it for what it is, vicious. You know what I'm saying? You burning, you want to burn people's houses down. You know what I mean? But the whole abortion, like basically you killed the prophet's grandchild. You know what I'm saying? By busting open that door and making his daughter have a miscarriage. You know what I'm saying? And then became leader. Seriously. Like this is like we got some history. And listen, you're gonna get in this sign. We got a little bit of history to start. Basic history. Just basic history of understanding what's what. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can see the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. All of God's creation is a beautiful creation. You know, I always say it, and I'm gonna get off with this. The love aspect of how to relate. I haven't seen it yet, but it's not in this school. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the love energy. It's in another school. Hence the Quran says, hey, I made y'all different, you know, different laws, different rights, different customs. So there's a certain aspect that you're going to get from this school. And then it's time for you to go to another school to get another aspect. And that's why what I do in the Golden Heart is bring some of what I feel like is the most pressing things: love, relationships, energy. You can't pray your way out of getting your chakras up and changing your nasty attitude. The Quran says we don't change the condition of the people until they first change what is in themselves. So this outward prayer, but you're not doing no internal work, is not going to get you anything. The Quran tells you that, but it ain't going to bring your energy up when we start to get on the energetic frequency thing. You're going to have to go to another school. As the prophet said, travel as far as China for knowledge. Okay. All right. I concur. Anti-American. The 12, that 12 pops up for a reason, because them 12 imāns. Yeah. Maybe the Mahdi is back. Maybe not even back, coming out. Oh, you who's been hiding yourself, come out. Oh, that's something. But I'm out of here so I can go make Juma prayer, man. I appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Love to see you in the Patreon and whatnot. And yeah, listen to this idle cursey.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.